As Lauren outlined, my name is Jennifer Ricks, and I'm really appreciative to have you all on my side, sharing the news about how we'll thrive now and into the next generation. I also want to formally thank Janelle Choice and her team at the Department of Employment, Small Business and Training. They've funded the Regional Jobs Committee for the last 3 years, and this is the third of our forums. And today we're going to talk about building this city. So we've talked about major projects, we've talked about right here, right now, and now we're talking about building this city. The reason that RDA is involved in this is that our purpose is around driving a thriving Darling Downs and Southwest for future generations. It's definitely a generational, long-term view. We really want to lead the legacy. So preparing workforces for the future is one of our key deliverables. That is why we've got 2 programs. One is state funded, the Toowoomba Regional Jobs Committee, and the other is the local jobs program, and you'll hear from David next, which is federally funded. Just quickly, when we convened the forum last time, we spoke about the Queensland Workforce Summit. And lots happened since then. I'm not going to go into detail about the Queensland Workforce Strategy. Janelle's going to do that. Aside to say that Minister Farmer and her team have worked really strong, well in a number of initiatives that we want to share with you today. There's a strong theme around place-based approaches, and these are where the regional jobs committees really can step up. In Toowoomba, we have launched the Employ Toowoomba website and Facebook page, so please pick up your phones now. I'll let you pick up your phones. You can go onto Facebook and onto the website. Please like and share. Oh, good, I can see people picking up their phones doing that as we speak. The Toowoomba Regional Jobs Committee has identified 4 areas of focus in our region. Those are vet pathways, education, experiences with work, employer education, and planning for growth industries. So it's great that we're hearing from those industries today. Current initiatives are this event and our Toowoomba Chamber Emerging Leaders Mentoring Program, Workforce Connect Fund, and Jobs, Careers and Skills Expo, and some regional workforce planning. Before I move on though, I just wanted to highlight that we have in and around Queensland now some industry workforce advisors. I'm not sure if we've got any here in the room. Yes, we do. 2 of them. So guys, you'll find your names up there. Please seek out our industry workforce advisors because they are a wealth of knowledge. They're really here to provide workforce planning assistance to employers in small and medium-sized businesses, enabling them to focus on workforce challenges, diversify their workforce, and cope with that exponential growth that we know about. They can also connect you with all of the government, and there's so many programs and services that are out there, so they're a wealth of knowledge. Please, if you're an employer in this room, reach out to them. Put your hands up again, ladies. Yes. Lovely to see you here. So just quickly, some stats. We have in this region, across Toowoomba and extending out to the Darling Downs, Maranoa, about 12,000 jobs that we're expecting to fill by 2025. That's huge. This is statistics provided by Jobs Queensland, and we have huge, immense employment opportunities. Usually the next question goes with that is where are we going to house these people? But the good news is that we've got plenty of job seekers in our region, and also participation rates with some wiggle room to encourage people into the workforce. All right, so this is quite a busy slide, so I'll apologise up front. It's a little labour market analysis that was provided by Jobs Queensland as well. It's a little bit dated. Suffice to say, I've highlighted that we've got highlighted down there 5 growth industries. These include accommodation and food services, healthcare and social assistance, financial insurance services, mining, education and training. Jobs Queensland feel are our largest growth industries in this region. I'd also like to highlight down the bottom on your left that self-employed and small businesses are the drivers of our local economy. So it's really great that we've got our workforce industry advisors in the room, because you can see there that the stats are remarkable, with nearly 8,000 non-employing, self-employed businesses in our region, and also you can see under 19 employers and 1 to 4 are huge as well. So we need to be absolutely fostering those relationships with lots of our small and medium-sized businesses. Our top employment industries by area, you can see there are around healthcare, manufacturing, retail, construction, education and training. So that's where we stand currently. But the next part down below, the difference between our vacancies and our skill levels are significant. There's actually a bit of a mismatch between the vacancies advertised in professional services area and formal trade qualifications, and the qualifications that our region has. Interestingly, you can see a huge difference between persons with a qualification in Queensland at 59, nearly 60%, and in our region at 21%. So that's a huge difference. So, I did want to highlight our workforce participation rates. I mentioned it briefly before, but it's in Toowoomba, it's always been stubbornly lower than the rest of Australia and Queensland, even our next door neighbours, the Darling Downs and Maranoa. So currently in Toowoomba, of people of working age, 59.9, so just under that 60%, participate in the workforce, and these are people that just work potentially only 1 hour a week. So they could also be underemployed to be included in that statistic, versus 66.5% in Australia, 66.4% in Queensland, and 63.1% with our neighbours in the Darling Downs and Maranoa. So you extrapolate that out in terms of the population, we do have potentially thousands of potential employees already housed and sitting here in Toowoomba. So we're going to work on that a little later and try and pick your collective brains on how to crack that genie, that conundrum. We've also got a fantastic lineup of interesting speakers to share their knowledge with you, so stick around. After all, you're the career influencers, so you're going to pick up these tips and hints. And to get you started, and if I've got time, Lauren, I want to just up the ante a bit and have a quick game of bingo with you. So everyone's you've got in here, you're charged up on caffeine. Let's test the collective knowledge in the room. So this is from the National Careers Institute report that's just been released. There's some really interesting stuff in there. I encourage you to have a look at it. So I've picked out some of their infographics that kind of spoke to me, and we're going to test the knowledge in the room. It's like an auction. Shout out some numbers and we'll see how we go. So my first question to you is, how many employers use the internet, do you think, to advertise jobs as a percentage? 60? 20? 87? 76 is very, very close. It's actually...
74.
Oh, okay. There we go. It's 72% of jobs advertised on recruitment and company websites and on the internet. So there you go. It's a fair proportion. Really important then that job seekers have access and data to be able to get on and access those adverts. All right, so how many employers use social media to hire workers, do you think?
22%.
Sorry? Oh, lower, lower. 12, bit higher. 24. Spot on. Bingo. We need chocolates. Is it too early for chocolates? Surely not. No. 24% advertise on social media. How many then do you think advertise in the newspapers, in the classifieds? 10? 5 is close. It's 4%. Use the old-fashioned newspaper. That was how I applied for my jobs when I first started my career, so it's probably showing my age. All right. How many employers promote jobs by word of mouth? 30. Who said 30? 29 it is. You were very, very close. There you go, 29. All right. You're doing well. Very good. Next question. How many employers will consider applicants who do not have relevant experience?
80%.
5? 2? 50? 50s? 50? Bit lower? Bit lower?
48.
Any other takers? All right. 36%. So 64 report they want applicants with relevant experience. All right. How many employers say that the below skills are equal to or more important than technical skills? So these are things like people skills, communication, and our 21st century skills around creativity, digital literacy. 83
60
is close. Very close. Yes. 79. Let's run with that. That's close enough. It's about 75% if you include if they're equally important to technical skills and more important. You can see there. So only 25% of employers said that technical skills are more important than those things like work ethic and digital literacy and communication, collaboration skills. How many vet enrolment programs, vet enrolments in 2021 across all of Australia? This number's huge. We're talking the millions now. Vet? 3 million. Who said that? Chris, you're a superstar. It's 2.8 million. So look at you go. You get a gold star. All right. Next question. What percentage of graduates improved their employment status after training? So they did a training from certificate through to a degree, postgraduate. 80? Close. 70% of 2020 graduates, they measure it in 2-year intervals because it takes a while sometimes to get a job, but they improved their employment status after training, so it's a good thing to do. And just for, I haven't done bingo on this one, so congratulations all on your bingo. I hope we've ramped you up for the next session. And I just wanted to share with you briefly, again, just commending this report through to you. You can see there some interesting stats on jobs by industry across Australia, the proportion of by industry of health, professional, scientific, tech, retail, trade, construction, education and training, and those top employment occupations in each of those, along with some interesting stats around the ages and self-employment, male or female workforces on large, and some interesting stats also on the different types of jobs by occupation and those top employment occupations. We'll get Lauren to send this out to you so you can look at those in more detail, or just Google the Australian Jobs 2022 report through National Careers Institute. It's all there. We'll talk a little later about this next slide. We've got a panel discussion on it. But here is examples of the digital skills that are emerging and trending across occupations in the labour market. And we're going to have a panel discussion a little later on those skills in what you would, I think, term as non-technical industries. So these skills are needed across every industry. So, you know, we're talking about customer relationship management software, software development programmers and programming languages, project management software, social media platforms, and people who can organise and navigate their way around that produced material are in extreme demand, along with graphics, photo imaging software. So our next slide is actually, again, a bit busy, but I commend the report through to you. You can see, in particular, drilling down on social media platforms, nearly every single industry across the spectrum is after those sorts of people. So thank you very much. Thank you for humouring me with a bit of bingo early in the morning. There are some superstars amongst you. You know your stuff. So hopefully we can deliver some more info to you to arm you to go back into your client groups and communities and spread the word. Thank you.